Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Behind the Servant Shorts. Today, we are going to cover the best boy in Fate, the lad with the long luscious locks and lacking lore, Sir Bedivere. He is a minor character among minor characters in the tales of King Arthur and Camelot, but his role is one that should not be ignored. For all of you that have played through the Camelot story, you know that Bedivere was the most loyal knight of King Arthur to a fault. So today we are going to look into this fantastic lad. Now, Bedivere is just like the majority of the other Arthurian figures, in that he originates in the Welsh tradition under the name Bedwyr of the Perfect Sinew. He appears as a one-handed knight under the service of Arthur, but, despite his crippled nature, is described as able to fell hundreds of men. In fact, he is said to have been a stronger warrior than both Tristan and Sir Kay. In the Welsh myth, he is most known for being one of the most beautiful men in the world, and for his assistance in the fight against Wolos the warrior. Wolos has a Welsh name that is indecipherable by my American tongue, so here it is, figure it out for yourself. Back on track, rather than a sword, Bedwyr was said to possess a sacred lance. Perhaps one of his most notable achievements is assisting the hero klidge, who was cursed with a giantess fetish, and thus had to perform Herculean tasks to win the hand of Olwen, the daughter of a giant's hand, in marriage. These tasks included the slaying of a different giant, riding the world's oldest animal, a great salmon, to save a knight who had been imprisoned, the hunting of Twrch, and eventually killing the giant who had imposed these tasks upon him. This was not a heartless decision, mind you, as the giant had killed his cousin's 23 children to secure a castle to torment the people from. But now klidge can live out his fantasies in peace. In the Welsh rendition of the Tales of Bedwyr, he does not have the dilemma of the sword. We'll get into that now. In later English text, Bedivere still retains his position as a giant slayer, assisting Arthur and Sir Kay in the slaying of the giant of Mont St. Michael, and the fight against Lucius Tiberius, which is where Bedivere pulls the name Lucius from in the Camelot story of Fate. But, outside of slaying giants, Bedivere is known for accompanying Arthur during the Battle of Camelin. Being among the very few survivors, Bedivere took his king to a clearing to assess his wounds. Arthur had been fatally wounded in the fight, but due to the protection of Excalibur, he was unable to die. The pain of the mounting wounds was surely tormenting the king, so he requested that his most loyal knight, Sir Bedivere, return the sword to the Lady of the Lake. Bedivere agrees to relieve his suffering king, taking the sword to the lake. However, he knows that should he do so, his king will die. So he returns. He tells Arthur that the deed is done, but Arthur scolds him for his lie and begs him to do as he is told. He does the same thing again, and once again, Arthur scolds him. Finally, Bedivere throws the sword into the lake where an arm extends from the water to catch it, before sinking back below the surface. From here, Arthur is taken to Avalon aboard a boat of fairies, destined to return someday as the one true king of England. After this, Bedivere became a hermit under the care of the Archbishop of Canterbury, where other misbegotten knights would wind up after Camelin. Among these numbers to join him was Sir Lancelot, and the pair lived out the remainder of their lives with the memories of their comrades in their hearts. But that is Bedivere as he appears in his legends. His design in Fate adds a sprinkle of the Celtic in there. Bedivere's missing arm is somewhat of a loose detail in the legend. In the Welsh tradition, they address the fact that he is missing a hand, to which Sir Kay makes jokes about in good fun. But in the English version, it appears to be an author-to-author discretion. In much of the art featuring Bedivere as well, he has both of his hands and arms. But I like that in Fate that they opted for the one-arm treatment, and that this arm is not his, nor is it the sacred sword Excalibur in hiding. It is a replica of the arm of the god Nuada Agatham. This god had lost his arm, and as a result, his right to be king. However, upon seeing the man who had replaced his seat as king be a horrible and oppressive ruler, he had a silver arm crafted so that he may use it and overthrow the new monarch. In-game, Bedivere was granted this mock arm by the cock wizard Merlin, and it allows Bedivere to use his noble phantasm. But that is it! A lovely man who has very little on him, but is still worth grailing if you've got him. Bedivere appears in the legends as more of a sidekick type character more than anything, and is a really good friend to Sir Kay, who has a much more extensive legend. I see all of you out there asking me to cover Sir Kay, but I have to hold off until he's in the game. But alright, that's enough from me. Do all the YouTube stuff to help out the channel, check out my Twitch in the description, we've also got a Discord, keep your chin up, peace.